Hi, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. Also, RIP headphone users. I'm your host, Hotshot Ginger, and with me, I have my other co host, my main guy, my Maple Leaf, my guy across the nation because I can't possibly be on that side of the nation, even though he's in another country. JaianMusic, how's it going, buddy?
I'm really doing good, bro. We have entered the Thinktank. We are doing a second Thinktank. It's been almost a year since the last one. The last time we did Naruto and Hotshot, we want to stay in that shonen shadow. We like it being tucked in right in there. What Thinktank, what series are we thinking techniques for?
Oh, just a little independent series called Dragon Ball Z and possibly GT and possibly Super and possibly no subtitle after the words Dragon Ball.
And Dragon Ball Kai. Don't forget Kai.
And Kai. But yeah, we're in the Dragon Ball universe this time for Think Tanks. We tried coming up with 5 creative moves each that we would want to see in the series, depending on who can use it and what the move is, what it entails. Like, basically, if you guys saw our episode with Naruto Jutsu Think Tank, it's much along the same lines.
Yes, except the attacks are going to be way more epic because Dragon Ball universe crushes the Naruto universe in terms of destruction. Okay? Like,
well, yeah, Naruto universe, I don't think has destroyed a planet or universes.
Yes, thank you, because Naruto the movie, bro. All right, now, before we begin, I just want to put out what I'm looking for. I'm looking for big, boom, heavy. I'm looking for variety. I'm looking for moves that switch the tide of battle. I'm looking for moves that make it in the Dragon Ball universe. So if a move that we invent gets approved, let's say I present one and Hotshot approves it, then my wish will be granted. But if Hotshot disapproves it, or I disapprove it, then we Hakai it. Beerus will show up and just God of Destruction Energy will do what it does, and our move will cease to exist. Which is a really sad
until we
thing.
wish it back with the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, we're gonna wish it. You gotta wish my wish back, because I thought it was a good idea, but you didn't even like my idea. But I was thinking like the idea would have been a good one. But did you used to say that the idea was. So what? How did you
see why I disapprove his ideas?
In all seriousness, Hotshot, what went into your moves that you came up with?
I was trying to think of like underdog characters. Like, basically, the further you go along in the Dragon Ball universe, you think of like Saiyans, like specifically Goku or Vegeta, and how high up they can become with power. But you tend to forget like the android characters or the human characters, or basically species that aren't Saiyans. So I tried to avoid Saiyan possible moves.
Nice. All right. Would you like me to go first, or would you like to go first? I'll let you choose, because you're my best Dragon Ball pal.
Well, what went into yours?
Oh, well, what I was saying a little bit earlier, big moves, explosions, variety. That was kind of like my intro / what went into my moves. So yeah, that's what went into my moves. Something that can change the tide of battle, something that can destroy planets, something that can, just make a good show. Variety. That's what went into my moves. And mine have a little bit of like, I would see a specific character using this, but at the same time, that was not the focus of everything. So, Hotshot, I'm going back to my initial question. Do you want me to go first, or do you want you to go first?
I'll have you go first on this one. I did the intro.
Okay. So my first move, basically, Goku can go into Super Saiyan, right?
Right.
Hear me out. Hyper Saiyan.
All right. You have my attention. What do we got?
That was a joke. That's no. Okay, I'll go for real now. Sorry, I thought you were gonna seriously disapprove it. I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've heard. Because it's like Super Ball or Hyper Ball in Pokemon. It was like supposed to be a bit. So.
Or you mean like Supersonic and Hypersonic?
Moving on. Moving on, Hotshot. Moving on. Okay, let's get serious. Okay, from now on, it's nothing but straight hard thinking. All right. My first move,
my favorite.
Yeah. My first move is called Key Seal. It's inspired from Roshi's move where he seals his opponents into a bottle, but it's a different way, because my move will not seal an opponent away. My opponent will remain on the battlefield after this move. So basically, it's a long time charge in both hands. So picture Piccolo charging for the special beam cannon. Well, in this specific situation, the user would put both of their hands together, hold them together, and start charging their hands. It would take whatever amount of time they would require, because the more times you've used this techniques, the more used to it you are, the easier it is for you to charge, obviously. And with more time, characters will get better with it. And then you would get within, I say at least 10 feet of the opponent. And when you blast your two hands in front of you, you would create 5 lines of ki. Okay, like 5 beams of ki. And upon contact, like 5 straight lines of ki, upon contact on the victim, what would happen is that there would be a seal around both shoulders, sealing the arms, around both legs, sealing the legs, and around the body, sealing the body. And that makes it so that the victim can no longer use any more ki techniques. It suppresses and seals the ki of whoever is on the receiving end. Okay, so it's a way to turn the tide of battle. This one really, if you are a expert in sealing techniques in Dragon Ball, you could use this and really gain the upper hand, because all you have to rely on then, the opponent can no longer fly, then the opponent can no longer teleport. Obviously, high speed movement is still could still occur, and physical damage could still be a thing, but that's all the opponent has left. So I'm really cutting out anything that's ki based with this move. That's the idea of it.
So, like, with that, when the opponent's hit with this move, like, say, for instance, Goku, he wouldn't be able to use Kamehameha, he wouldn't be able to go Super Saiyan, he wouldn't be able to even fly.
Exactly.
He would just be on the ground martial artist.
Basically, I'm bringing it back to basics with this one.
So really, it's just the return to basics move.
Yes, but obviously,
well, like you just said,
a Goku that gets hit with this in the Saiyan Saga versus a Goku that gets hit with this in the Buu Saga. Obviously, the Buu Saga, Goku can still fight way better and punch hard. You know, like, obviously, physical output is still very much present.
Yeah,
so
but
it's not a guaranteed
so
win.
People can still train around this. It's like training their base as opposed to training something that will like up their power.
Yeah,
which I get.
So yeah, that's the idea.
So they can still fight, but they'll still be like immediately drained, right? Like take I assume you took inspiration from 64 Palms for Naruto.
No, I really took inspiration from I'm forgetting the name, Roshi's demon seal technique. You know, when he seals like King Piccolo in there?
The evil containment wave.
The
But
Mafuba.
the way you're just evil containment wave. Thank you. Anyway.
Oh yeah, Japanese names aren't your forte. I forget, sorry.
Yeah. The just the way you're describing it reminds me of 64 Palms, because it blocks an opponent's like key point in fighting. Like the opponent can still fight, but at the same time it blocks away like their true power.
It seals it.
So that's why I thought it was
it seals it. And the other thing I forgot to mention is that to know if an opponent is sealed, the lines across the legs and the waist and the legs are gonna be black. They're gonna be painted, so you know that this person is sealed. You can see it. It's a physical labeling that like this person is sealed.
Can you break the seal?
I believe you could break the seal. I think that it would be way too overpowered. As far as how to break the seal, I believe that if you can defeat the opponent, the user, that could break the seal. Or if you're able to obviously dodge it, or if you're able to have some sort of like extremely large plot armor, you could break it. You see what I mean? It's one of those moves.
Yeah, in terms of plot armor, I want to say that, like, say for instance, Goku could break it by just like sheerly charge. Like, even though his key is blocked, his access to his key is blocked, he could still try to charge it and just like charge enough to break through the seal and like transform into, say, Super Saiyan 2.
That could be something. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, what do you think?
I think it can definitely take the containment away in a fight. You said it's a long-term charge though with 2 hands.
Yeah, that's the idea, because I want to give it I don't want to make it super powerful where you just launch it once. You got to charge this to seal. You know, you got to put out energy for a long time to be able to. You got to charge up energy for a long time to be able to.
So it would be effective against organic life, like say Goku, Krillin,
anyone with ki. Anyone with ki.
Well, Frieza. but it wouldn't be effective against, say, androids
I guess
because
not.
they don't
Yeah,
use ki,
that's fair
right?
enough. That's fair.
So just because it's like moderately like moderately passable to where it's not like the end all be all of moves. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say your wish is granted on this one.
Amazing. All right. Key Seal, you're going to go see Shenron. Say hi to him for me. All right, Hotshot, your first pick. You're thinking. You're tanking. You're presenting your best one right now, or your second best, or your worst. Whatever you got. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a transformation technique, but it has a little bit of a twist to it because it's for humans.
Okay.
So humans, like, for an example, of that let's go to say Krillin, someone who's trained most of their life to be this kind of fighter, like, yeah, not Saiyan level, but still with that kind of patience and that kind of skill needed to be that said martial artist, like especially a sense of inner peace and everything like that. If they can build up their ki enough, they will unlock what I'm calling the warrior's form, which is their inner warrior spirit. And the way it transforms, it uses the ki inside them to actually come forth out of them and enthrall them into shape. So like it doesn't change their physical body, but ki around them takes physical form to be able, like, imagine someone going into a mech suit, but it's just surrounded by like blue fire ki.
Okay, I like this. What's the result once they go into that form? Like into that form, like what improves? What goes higher?
So it improve. It's kind of a low tier Super Saiyan, to where humans are to where they can get faster, they can get stronger, they react quicker. If they couldn't before, they can fly. But at the same time, it requires a master of martial arts and a master of this kind of inner mental peace and inner peace even of itself, to the point where it's just like an all-around stat boost, but at the same time it's literally their ki coming out of them, so it's kind of a risk.
Interesting. I have a question for you. What's the difference between this technique, or the biggest difference between this technique and Super Kami Guru unlock potential move? You know, the one he uses on Krillin, and then he has like some sort of aura around him. What's the difference between your move and that move? Because it sounds kind of similar to me.
With the warrior form, where potential unleashed is just like a one-up thing that, like, once you exceed that power, it just stays there. This can grow with you. So the stronger you get, the stronger it gets. So say like you're level 1 in the game, this can bump you up to level 5. Say you go up to level 2 in a game, this can bump you up to level 10. So it like increases your power 5-fold.
Interesting. Okay, I like this. I'm gonna grant your wish, bro.
Yay! Warrior Spirit, you're going to see Shenron or Kuroga.
Okay. Either Earth or Namek, whatever you prefer. And keep tabs of what gets approved and disapproved on your end, because that's what I'm doing for mine, so we can go over them at the end.
Ah, okay. All right, go to your next one. I'll figure out how to do
on your
that.
phone or whatever. All right, so my next one, I'm going to ask you, do you want something attacking? Do you want something defense? Or do you want something else? I'm going to let you choose.
Give me something defense.
This is my one defense move. This one is called Acidic Shield. Basically, it's a acid-based ki shield that you can mold into whatever you desire. So it can be shaped as a glove around your hand, boots around your feet. It could be an orb around you. It could be a wall. And imagine it kind of like a bit of a boo texture. You see what I mean? Like it can kind of like shape however you want it to. You know, it's kind of moldable. It's easy. It's not going to like bounce back. It's not going to like, if you punch it, you're not going to be able, it's not going to like ricochet into it. It's still, but it can be easily molded. You see what I mean? It can easily move around. It's mobile. And this shield, the unique quality that it has, obviously, like a basic shield, it can deflect key moves and blast and kamehamehas and everything. But if someone has physical contact with this shield, well, they're going to receive an acid base. So it's going to burn through their skin. It's a very, very high acid meant to hurt like the toughest of opponents. So that's the idea. I want to like I haven't seen a move where shielding could be used as a offense as well. So it can be a bit of the both worlds, where you could make these things around your hands, and then when you're punching and everything, well, your opponent's gonna is gonna have to be way more careful, because obviously if you get punched once, well, acid, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like. And the more you punch, obviously, the more damage you land, the more acid will land as well. So, and acid continues to burn as it hits. So, yeah, that's basically the idea around it. What do you think?
This is going to sound like I'm totally making it up, but I'm really not. It sounds remarkably close to a move that I was toying around with in my head, but it sounds better.
Really?
Yeah, I'll talk about that one next, just so you know where I was going with it. But the fact that it can mold around it. Sorry, I missed this part. Is it ki, or is it a Boo move, like actual physical shape?
The only thing that was Boo related was that it can be shaped like Boo. You know what I mean? Like, you know how Boo he could rip off a chunk and make it like into a donut, or he could rip off a chunk and make it into a ball. Well, you could make a ball of acid, or a wall of acid, or you know what I mean? But it's not gonna ricochet. It's not gonna be like penetrable. It's like it's a solid thing.
Okay. Sorry, I was also writing down my moves just to keep track, like we were talking about, so I missed things here and there. But at the same time, just like this kind of shifting around ability, like it's mainly meant to protect. But you said it was acid. Like, is it coating yourself in acid?
Yeah,
like an acid.
It can
shell,
be an acid shell. It's the offensive thing about it is that when you hit someone and they have a regular shield, they'll just block. But if you hit someone with an acid shield, obviously acid will come onto you.
Will come through it. Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. That kind of bums me out. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a better way of doing one that I was toying with in my head. Is this one move restricted to anybody? Like, can anybody use it, or is it just a Saiyan only? Or what are the requirements?
This to be alien only. Like, if you're Frieza rays, that's cool. If you're from some random planet. You know, I don't want humans or Saiyans to use this. I don't want the main characters to use this. I want this to be used against them, personally. I feel like it's weird that, like, a human could use this technique, or a Saiyan.
I feel like a bio-android like Cell.
Cell could use it.
It would
I'd be okay
like,
with Cell
using anything acid. Like, I feel like alien and android, yeah, I'd have to give you a pass on being able to use it.
Yeah, so that's basically my general idea. What do you think?
Can anything get through it, or is it just like gradually wearing down on your ki?
First of all, not anything. Obviously, very strong, powerful attacks will be able to, and using it and holding it up drains your ki as you use it. Yes, because like else it would be ridiculous. Okay, so it would be just like there all the time.
Okay, so it's kind of like Kaioken, like that kind of level up, but also acidic.
I guess. Like, I mean, when you go into any transformation form, obviously you're using ki to sustain it. So, you're using ki to sustain this shield.
Yeah. You made a compelling argument for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and grant your wish. I'm expecting a Harki or Hakai. Damn it. I'm expecting a Hakai on my next one just because of how similar it is to this.
I'll go into it with an open mind. No, I don't like it. I'm going to Hakai it. Okay, my next pick. No, I'm kidding.
It's like, okay, well, that's it. I'm done.
But go ahead, seriously.
All right. I'm still toying around with an idea for a name on this one, but it's a mainly Android move because I'm taking inspiration from their move Barrier, where they surround themselves in nearly an impenetrable shield. But this one, they can... have you ever seen... you've seen Infinity War, right?
Of course,
Marvel Infinity War?
Infinity War. Yeah, I've seen them.
You remember you remember Cap fighting with the two arm shields?
Yes.
That's kind of what I'm basing this off of. It's mainly meant to defend when you need to, but at the same time you can use them to attack. So it's two giant halves of a sphere on your arm, where if you put your arms together, you can make the giant shield in front of you. So it still has its shape. It's meant to protect you from, like, say you're charging at an enemy and someone's trying to shoot you from the side. It's meant mainly to protect from that, but at the same time, you can also use it as like a giant battering ram kind of move.
Okay, are their shields ki-based? Like, what are they? Are they part of the body? Like, what's the... Yeah.
It's It's Android based. It's whatever the androids use for their barriers, but I can't remember exactly how they actually
I
activate
think
their
it's very
barriers.
much key based. Those barriers. It's like it's energy. It's
Okay.
so basically they can activate and deactivate this as they want, right?
So, just because of how you look when you activate it and when you're like dashing towards an enemy, I'm gonna call this one bullet shell.
Okay, here's my question.
Yep.
What's the upside of this one considering they can just do orbs around themselves and basically it's the same thing, no? You see what I mean? That's my one concern because it sounds very much like if you have an orb, the Android orb, it sounds like they could just charge towards, you know? They don't necessarily need to do shields
Yeah.
around them.
Yeah. I don't exactly have a backfield around that. It's just kind of the same or kind of the feel of like just this half sphere coming out your arm of just like batting around. But the more because I'm like actually moving around my arm like to demonstrate this, and the more I'm moving around, the more I'm like, that's never gonna fucking work.
I feel like we need to if there's a
So
maybe
I don't really have a defense for
maybe we
this
can
one.
tweak it a little bit. I'm just trying to think, you know, what kind of upside this thing. But obviously, it could consume less energy, but at the same time, it's there's already something out there that's better, you know, with the orb around. So
But
yeah,
at the same, well, maybe if you like code it more like a bullet, like take from your head down and actually form it like a bullet cylinder, and enough to where you can actually fly through it, because you can't fly in the barrier. Once you lock in the barrier,
no,
you're
you can
frozen
fly
there.
around.
But if you fire, you can fly around in the barrier.
Yeah,
Fuck. Okay, I don't
yeah.
have
Android
anything then.
17 in the tournament of power was like yeah.
Of course he does. Fuck Android 17. Um, yeah, no, this one's useless. I don't have
On behalf
anything
of
else for it.
Beerus, I'm gonna
I
tell you this,
just
bro.
thought, yeah, I fuck you and your acid shield.
All
Go.
right, I have which one am I going with? I'm gonna go with Planet Slicer, and it's very simple. This one is very simple. So basically, I'm seeing this as a this move gets used all the way up to the Frieza's saga, and then it kind of stops existing because I feel like characters have become so powerful in the Cell and Boo arc that they can already destroy planets, so you don't need to use this technique. Basically, I wanted to start like the Spirit Bomb. You use and you accumulate energies from people around you. You know, you could. I don't have the specific position. In mind, but basically accumulate energy from people around you into both of your hands, and then once enough keys accumulated, the user will point his hands up into the sky, and then an extremely long beam covering the diameter of the planet that they are on will extend. So this will go like super far up into the sky, like really, 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 really far up. And then the user just can use this beam and fling it down and do like a jump, like a 360 jump. You see what I mean? And this will make it so that the beam flies across the planet they are on and slice the planet. The thing is, this is I want what I want this beam to be. I don't want it to be like a fast slice. I want this to be like a slow cinematic slice. So this beam obviously is gonna like work its way through the planet. It's not gonna be immediate. It's gonna take a few seconds at least. So that's the idea with it. It's like a planet slicing move. I can see this being used in situations where the person using it can live in outer space and breathe in space, so they can just destroy the planet and like win the battle, kind of a Frieza thing. Or maybe when you slice down, you have an enemy in mind as well, so you slice the planet with the enemy. It's a way to take out the enemy and their planet. So yeah, that's the idea. Something to like destroy a planet, bro.
I mean, when you call it Planet Slicer, honestly, the first thing I think of is jumping up into the air, like into space, with your arm out, like a whole bunch of energy coming from your fingertips, and you just slashing. And then there's just this one giant slash that goes like cleanly through the planet until the planet explodes. How exactly does your slash work again? You jump up and do a
No,
360,
okay.
and like you're
It
peeling an
starts with
orange,
charging. Once you are fully charged, hands
right?
up in the air, 360 jump spin, making it so that the slice goes through the planet.
Okay.
The beam that is extended up to the air is always going to be the length of the diameter of the planet, making it so that you can slice through the planet completely. and that's the move.
So you do this on planet. Whenever I think of planet destruction move, I mean, granted, Frieza does more or less the same kind of thing, like when he uses the Death Ball on Namek. But at the same time, when I think destroying a planet, I think being off the planet is a good call. And when you're jumping up, but the beam is going up ahead of you, or like you're shooting it down into the planet's core, like from your feet. Because if you're jumping up, you're not going to hit the planet.
You jump up and you spin. And when you spin, the beam is in your hands, right? And because the hands are always pointing upwards and always staying where they are, by doing a 360, you will spin, right? And the beam will spin with you, cutting through the entire planet. Because the beam is the length of the diameter of the planet. Diameter being the entire length of the planet through its core, from point A to B.
And doing it that way would just make more sense, like, if it was more of a drill kind of thing, and, like, you drilled yourself through the planet.
Wait, what? You drill yourself?
I don't... Yeah, because the way I'm imagining it, when you jump up and you cup your hands and spin, with the beam coming out through the circumference of the planet, like you holding the beam almost, and it spins along with you as you're spinning in the air. It just makes more sense, like, to make yourself into a corkscrew for me, and then turn around, then just go straight.
Right, but if you go straight through the planet, it doesn't necessarily destroy it. It just makes you go through the planet. This move slices the planet in half. Because if you spin through the planet once, right, you just spun through the planet once.
The way you're describing it, though, it makes it sound like a potato or not a potato peeler, like a apple peeler. Like you're holding the apple and spinning it with the peeler, cutting it away, like as it goes up and down. That's what it sounds like to me in my head.
Instead of a peeler, no, I get.
So I don't entirely get what you're saying.
Instead of a peeler, think of a very large knife that's as long as the apple. It penetrates, and you spin the apple. So you're cutting the entire apple in one shot with the beam. You're not peeling anything. You're going right through the apple the whole time. That's why you're charging a super long time, and that's why your hands are staying in the same position the entire time. Because as you spin, you cut through the entire... You become... The person is the knife holder. The beam is the knife. You're cutting through the... the planet.
Okay, then in my mind, you wouldn't really need to jump up and do the 360 spin. You would just need to charge and, like, raise your hands above your head once it's done charging and fling them forward. Like, the whole beam will just, like, come down through your fingertips and crash into the planet, and you'll hear just, like, this whole crashing and destruction, just this whole beam going straight through the ground, and then just kind of pull until the beam comes up.
Admittedly, doing it that way does sound more Dragon Ball-like. I agree. So I think that we could put that modification in. That sounds more like a Dragon Ball move. Now that, yeah.
Okay. With that modification, honestly, I will go ahead and pass it. Just beforehand, I don't know if it was just like me not understanding or your...
No worries, bro. That's why we're thinking about it.
But before that, it was going to be a Harkai.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
It was going to be dead, but
no,
now
you
it's
said right. You said Hakai right. Hotshot was concerned he couldn't say Hakai. Bro, you got the 2-syllable word, bro. You got it.
Yay. I'm learning.
The podcast. All right. So, Planet Slicer is approved. Hotshot, your third move, bro.
All right. Third move. It's another kind of buff move. It's a key weapon. And I'm taking direct influence from Krillin for this one. One of my favorite moves of Dragon Ball history is
Destructo Disc.
And one of my other favorite things, this isn't Dragon Ball, but one of my favorite weapons are wrist blades, where, like, you have these items on top of your wrist and they shoot out blades on top, and you slash and strike with them. So imagine those, but made of Destructo Blade key energy.
Huh. Okay. Describe it a bit more for me, because you have my interest.
Okay. So whether you need I haven't really decided whether you need a mechanism to at least hold the key here or not, like to wrist guards or something, or whether you can just do it barehanded. But two blades coming out from extending from your hand, and kind of the similar way of who does it? Kind of like a chakra dissection blade from Kabuto. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that, but with specifically Destructo Disc, because from what we see in Destructo, it can cut through almost anything. Like, as long as it's hit by it, and as long as the opponent is either equal strength or weaker than you, like it didn't work with Cell, for instance. But at the same time, those kind of weapons, like obviously all the opponent could do is really dodge if you have that kind of power in your wrist and can't really block. Because even if they block, like say someone tries to block your fist with their hand, next thing you know, they lose their
Right.
fingers. It's just kind of a way to like give yourself a small weapon boost. Like I get that Dragon Ball isn't exactly heavy on
Trunks
weapons.
disagrees.
I mean, hell, I
Nah,
think the only one
Trunks
that's
disagrees,
actually
bro. Tapion disagrees.
I was gonna say the only ones that really come to mind with weapons are Trunks. Thank you for letting me
And
finish,
Tapion.
Jaian. And I was gonna say in Goku. Who the hell is Tapion?
You gotta watch those Dragon Ball Z movies, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a good movie.
All right, and Goku with the power pole, but it's just one of those small boost moves.
I like it. I don't want anything complicated right now. You hit me at the right moment, at the right time, with the right move. Your wish is gonna be granted, bro.
Yay, Destructo Blade, Destructo Disc. Fuck my brain. Destructo Disc
No,
right here.
you can't call it Destructo Disc though. That's like super.
Destructo Disc.
How about Destructo
Blades.
Blade?
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Destructo
better
Blade.
call.
All right. I am going to be following a bit of your steps here, and I'm going to inspire myself from a move here. Inspire myself with instant transmission. This attack is called instant switch. It's going to be only used by the Yard Rats, the people who taught who's taught instant transmission to Goku. And basically, it's an instant transmission variant. The user views whoever they want to view. Once they are locked on, okay, they can teleport to replace the victim's position with their own. Meaning, if Hotshot and I are in a battle against Frieza, and I use this move on Hotshot, I will teleport to where Hotshot is, and Hotshot will teleport to where I am. Why would you do that? Example, Hotshot is closer to Frieza than I am. I am charging up a Kamehameha or something, and I want to blast Frieza from up close. I can use this move, and then boom, Kamehameha. Hotshot's about to get blasted with a huge death ball, and I'm like the best podcasting buddy of all times, and I'm going to protect my friend Hotshot. I switch places with Hotshot, and I take the move. Kind of like a Piccolo defending Gohan kind of thing. So it's a bit of just like an instant transmission variant. The things that need to be kept in mind here is that you need to be able to see your ally. You know, if you're out of view, I can't do this move. You can also do this against an opponent if you want. For example, Hotshot fires a huge death ball just towards me, and then Frieza's like, why would you do that? And I switch places with Frieza. Frieza, boom, death ball to the face, bro. So super simple, but can be quite effective when you combine it with other moves.
So it's just a tag in, tag out kind of move, where if you're looking at your opponent,
tag in with me, bro.
Out.
Come on.
I think that would actually be really useful in DBZ fights if like they didn't result only on being fucking prideful. Like, I want to be the one to take this one down. Because I feel like Vegeta would tremendously abuse this. Like, say he's watching Goku fight Cell, for instance. And he's like, you know what? I want in on this. And then he just does it and switches with
Yeah,
Goku.
exactly. You know, it'd be like that'd be kind of dumb.
But
yeah.
Yeah, but in other moves, like say, or other moments, like say Bardock versus Frieza and the Death Ball's coming. And Bardock used it to switch for Frieza. There you go.
That would be perfect.
So I do think it has its advantages. One thing that I think I would add, like as far as tagging in and out an ally would go, would be the ally would have to be willing to switch, kind of like they would be with the like bringing the Dragon Balls wherever they wanted to go. Like when they tried to use Shenron to wish Goku back from Yard Rat, Goku didn't want to return yet. Like that kind of willing.
If we throw that in, then how does it work with the villains?
Then it doesn't work with enemies.
So,
yeah,
I don't know if that really, because obviously the enemies are like, no,
yeah,
no,
I don't really know.
Damn it, my attack's not working. No. Why won't you give me consent to destroy you? Nope. You know, it doesn't work really.
Yeah, but at the same time, if the enemy is like distracted by that, then they're not going to see who's actually in front of them fighting.
Yeah, but I mean, I disagree with putting that in, honestly, because that's part of the move. You know, because like you're taking away the whole I'm gonna take this attack and protect you.
No, I get it. I honestly, that was the only thing that came to mind, just because like if you switch with your friend in the middle of a fight, like a fight that he's focused on. then it's just going to be kind of
Oh yeah,
like dick move. But at the same time, if you take like a strong blast like in place of your friend, then yeah, you save your friend, but at the same time, your friend's
but
watching you die. So it's
no,
just
I agree.
kind of
But here's the thing. First of all, switching with your friend when he's like super intensely battling is a bad use of the move. Second of all, with the whole sacrificing yourself thing, you could easily do a key shield, and then switch and block the move. So there's different uses here. It's very versatile. This is my most versatile move for sure.
honestly, like the good outweighs the bad with this. Like in my head, I do see ways around that you can avoid the bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and grant your wish.
Buddy. Oh man, you're really a good guy. You're a good guy, Hotshot.
And I try.
All right.
All right, you ready for a
Oh
really
my gosh.
bad move?
I want something really stupid right now. I'm craving something stupid.
Okay, then my next two you'll actually like because my next two are really stupid. So when I said I wanted to give the advantage to characters like humans and androids, like not really focus so much on Saiyans, these next two moves are not that at all. Instead, I wanted to kind of give moves to one of my favorite fusions of all time,
Oh my
Gotenks. So just keep in mind the next two moves that I have
Perfect.
are Gotenks moves. So this one's kind of a feint attack, meaning you think he's charging up for something really, really big, but it's just kind of not exactly mediocre, but it definitely catches the enemies off guard. It's kind of a did you just, and then he punched them in the face. So this one I'm calling Mega Supersonic Rude Belch.
Oh no. Oh no.
So Gotenks charges up like he's getting ready for a really big Kamehameha, but instead of like bringing his hands to his side or anything, he just breathes out or breathes in like all throughout the core, and then just takes in a massively deep breath, taking in like all this kind of energy, like so much that enemies or even allies around him can feel energy around him gathering until he just hits himself in the stomach and then leans in forward and just releases a sonic sound wave of belch just out towards the enemy, like just and it's just this whole wave of sonic of sound waves, like hard enough to blow the enemy back. Like it's really mainly to get them caught off guard.
I think this is like a very Gotenks move for sure. It kind of already happened in my opinion. Remember when he kind of screams and rips a portal into out of the hyperbolic time chamber? It kind of sounds similar to that to me. Do you remember that?
Wait, when he
was
screams
fighting Super Boo in the hyperbolic time chamber, and Super Boo's like, they destroyed the entrance, so now there's no way for them to leave. So Super Boo's like, no, and he yells and he creates a portal through yelling super loudly. And then he leaves and goes on planet Earth, and then Piccolo and Gotenks are like, oh no, what do we do? Like, we're stuck here. And Gotenks, no, I can do that move as well. And then he basically belches really loudly and creates a portal. So it just sounds like a variant of that to me. Do you remember that happening in Dragon Ball or not?
I don't at all. Frankly, I don't remember anything about the Boo saga because I didn't really.
Oh, it's a good saga, bro.
But I like Gotenks. That's about all I care about it. But I mean, this one's just meant for an attack, like a sonic sound wave attack. It's not meant to be a portal. I can get why it sounds like that, because at the same time, though, I feel like Gotenks would weaponize a belch somehow, and that's what I came up with.
I mean, just because this is only for Gotenks, I will approve it. If you said this for any other character, I would have Hakkai'd for sure. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, no, I
So
don't blame you.
I'm gonna give you that.
Well, actually, maybe Boo.
Yeah,
maybe
okay,
Boo
yeah,
would've
okay,
used it.
fine. Yeah, all right, my turn. Don't make me change my mind. No, I'm kidding.
Hercule would have used it, but it wouldn't have gone anywhere. It would have just been a bat, and then you just would have spent the day
Okay,
coughing.
this is my favorite move that I came up with. It's called Key Bomb. Working title progress. Yeah.
Oh.
No.
I'm glad you have a bomb. I'll work into that later. So go ahead.
It's very similar at the beginning, like Yamcha's Spirit Ball, where it's a guided key ball. Basically, it starts out as a guided key ball. And once the user decides, you obviously you throw it towards the enemy and you guide it towards the enemy. And once the user decides to stop, the key ball will continuously and repeatedly explode in huge range. Like I'm talking like takes out a whole country kind of thing. Like huge explosions. Like, and it will just keep exploding, and it can be repeated as much as the user wants. The downside is the more explosions, the more ki the attack consumes. Okay? So what happens with this is that you could really do really crazy stuff, because if you just wanted to absolutely destroy your enemy, you could fire like 8 of these balls towards your enemy, and then just surround your enemy with them. You know, like go like crazy fast and start like blasting it with a bunch, right? And then you move out of the way, and it just starts exploding. Obviously, it consumes more energy as you go, kind of like that tri-beam incident with Cell and Tien. And I just want this to like be like an imprisonment, or like get out of here right now. It could be a good way to break apart groups of people in battles against the Frieza Force, for example. So I could really see this move just being like an absolutely like destructive repeated explosion. And you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to go towards the blast to try to stop it? Are you going to, like, kick it to deflect it? The closer you get, the more damage you take. So it forces you to change the battle. You know, this is another one that changes the tide of battle.
So how exactly is it different than Tri-Beam?
It's a ball of energy. It's a guided ball of energy. It explodes.
So then how is it different than Spirit
Ball? Because Spirit Ball just hits, and Yamcha makes one and guides it around. This thing, you guide it to where you want it to go, right? And then once it stops, it starts exploding. And the more it explodes, the more ki it consumes, so the user can stop it at any point. And it explodes like crazy. But the thing is, you could also make multiple of these, like I just said, right? And so let's say I make like 5 of these things, and I surround Cell with them. I'm just gonna keep exploding in Cell's face. It's a great way to like force him to move out of the way to try to change something in the battle. This is like a turnaround move. You know, when you're stuck in a corner.
It kind of sounds like a triple combination of Tri-Beam, Spirit Ball, and Hellzone Grenade.
Yeah, a little bit. Plus the explosion though, because none of those attacks explode.
That one Hellzone Grenade explodes. That's why it's called a grenade.
Enough. Wait, Hellzone Grenade is the...
Yeah,
but which one is that? Is that a bunch of balls everywhere that like collide at the same time? Or is it that just like...
A bunch of balls... Yeah, a bunch of balls everywhere and collide at the same time. Like, I get this one bounces around like Spirit Ball would and explodes with each impact. So it's not entirely, but at the same time, like these 3 moves combined, that's kind of what comes to mind there. But at the same time, I feel like with how much ki it takes, like for each of these balls to explode with each one, and on top of that, with each explosion getting bigger and more powerful.
The explosions stay the same throughout.
I feel like having
the same throughout. It doesn't like explode more and more.
Oh, I thought you said. Okay, I thought you said, yeah, when you said they explode more and more, I thought you meant like the explosions got
they just
bigger
repeatedly
and
explode more and more explosions, you know? The only way you would make bigger explosions is if you made more balls.
Would this move be open to
I'm going to open this one to the public.
All right. So Roshi can use this one.
Roshi will never be able to master...
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Roshi
he would never be able to master it, but sure.
All right. I don't really know, to be honest, because like at the same time, I'm just imagining the damage that you can make around this. Like if your enemy dodges, and with each time this ball bounces around, it explodes, causing
it doesn't bounce around though. I feel like you're not.
So like if you're
doesn't bounce around. Once it stops, it stays there, and it keeps exploding at that location. And you can spread it across if you make multiple ones, right? You could make like one over on the left, one over on the right, one over down there. You know, it's like it's a way to cage your enemy.
So it's like
we used it multiple times.
So it's a trap. It
could be used as a trap bomb.
Well, it's I know straight up what you took this from. You've been playing a lot of Ratchet and Clank. You got this.
All right. Anyways, Hotshot, keep going.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Your turn, Hotshot. Decide. Yes, you're right.
Okay, I thought so. I'm actually surprised something like the Proton Drum Ball doesn't exist in Dragon Ball.
It's super awesome.
No, at least not that I know of.
You gotta grant Ratchet's wish, bro.
You
gotta grant Ratchet and Clank's wish, bro. You gotta grant their wish, bro.
Oh! If you pull that on me, then I have no choice but to Hakai.
You don't like them?
I don't like Proton Drum. I love Ratchet and Clank, but if I granted a Ratchet and Clank style wish, it would have been something like the bouncer.
The pixelizer.
To where one ki blast would have been thrown out and explode, sending off like a whole bunch of mini.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's my move. Yeah, definitely that. You can improve that. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No.
Let's get back on track in all seriousness. The proton bomb is like a disc, though. You know what I mean? Like it'll hit on the ground.
Right.
This one.
But this is
This is
a
a
ball.
ball that goes like it's spherical damage. It blows across the sky, across the sea, across the it's a ball explosion, and it blows up and blows up, and the more it blows up, every time it blows up, it consumes ki from the user.
I feel like that's what makes it dangerous, though, like, especially if you use it a lot, because each time it explodes, it's taking ki. And especially if you use a lot of them to cage in your enemy, it's sucking your ki, like, that
I know,
much
but
faster.
you need a failsafe.
So I feel like
you can't make these too OP. I want to make this like a last resort move kind of thing.
No, that's the thing. That's why I'm saying it's a last resort move, because if you use this and your enemy is like better off than you thought, or God forbid stronger than you, you're done. You're screwed. But for a move like that, I feel like it would be more useful as the just kind of trap energy instead of a last resort move. Because the last resort move is like, okay, all of my power goes into this, so this better keep you down. But then you go down first, and it didn't do its job. I feel like a last resort should be a move like big enough to take down a city.
I would have to agree with you. Then now after you say that, what I'm thinking is like I can picture like, let's say Tien for some reason could use this move. Could do that against Sal. He throws him into the ground, and then he throws up.
But he has Sky Beam.
But then he uses this ball. I'm just using it as an example. And the ball keeps exploding and trapping Sal into the ground. He's trying to get up. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? And maybe the more
because that literally happens with Tri Beam.
And the more you use it, maybe you could like actually control like when the explosions happen. You could like explode.
I feel like that would be a better call. Like you could send the ki at will to make them explode, like in the order you wanted. Like control the battlefield like a ping pong table. Like you kick your enemy into one, you activate that bomb, slam down into another, activate that one, kind of thing. I feel like it'd be more for like controlling the battlefield, not as a last resort.
I have to agree with you, but I feel like the controlling when it blows up could be a thing that like the more you master it, the more you could lean into that. You know what I mean? Like
the more you could get that. Yeah, that I could give.
So yeah, okay.
Just as of right now, the way it is, I'm still gonna have to Hakai it for now. Like maybe with a little more work, but for now we'll Hakai.
Okay, well what's the more work here? Because I want to go 5 for 5.
You told me at the start of this not to okay everything, so I'm not okaying this.
No, you can Hakai, not okay.
I said Hakai.
You improved it. Perfect. Okay, thanks, Hotshot. No. In all seriousness, I get it. It's Hakai. So before we go into yours, what's the? Sorry, I'm sorry if that confused you. What's the other modifications that you would see, like furthermore, just out of curiosity?
To improve it more, I feel like it would be one of those hidden key moves, like trying to plan ahead in a battlefield. Like take a character like, he's not Dragon Ball, but take Shikamaru and like planning these or plotting these in advance. Like treat him like a mine, like to where the enemy would step in range of that.
Yeah,
and then they would
there's already
explode.
key mines that exist.
But they wouldn't stay in place unless like you had that much control over it to like keep them there, because the explosion takes up that much ki. So like if you have enough ki to like keep them in there, then you can go ahead and keep them there. Otherwise, like just treat it like a minefield. I was picturing them
like when Goku puts those 2 Kamehamehas in the water when he's fighting Frieza, and then he flies them up, like a kind of a thing like that. Anyways, enough talking about that. Let's go to your final move, Hotshot. Go ahead.
This is another Gotenks move, so you know how stupid it's gonna be. This is a combination of 2 moves I really like, and Jaden, I kind of have you to thank for that. This is a combination of Super Ghost Kamikaze Attack and Spirit Bomb.
Oh no.
And I am calling this move Giant Dookie Bomb.
Go on.
Okay, I thought you'd get a bigger reaction out of that. So Giant Dookie Bomb, Gotenks will gather the energy just like Goku does for the Spirit Bomb, but this is all going to be instead of what Goku does, gathering the energy of like living things around him or even out there in the galaxy. This is all just Gotenks, just pure energetic ki. Like this is his big, you better come at me move, where he's gathering up all this energy and makes this giant ghostly turd behind him and throws it, or doesn't throw it, but does the same thing that he does for the Super Ghost Kamikaze, where he basically just says go, and this will just fly towards the enemy. But same way as the Ghost Kamikaze attack, if the enemy touches it, it explodes.
Oh my gosh.
So this is a massive shit bomb.
Explain to, okay, maybe I'm zoning out, but why is it a big poop bomb?
It's Go Tanks. I feel like it's on brand. It's just like the that kind of anime poop that you see, just like the swirls like going all the way down.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
But like it's not actually poop,
like
right?
that make it look like pudding. It's not actually poop. No, it's just in the shape of it, because I feel like that's very on brand for Go Tanks. It's an actual
cartoony.
bomb.
It's cartoony enough for Go Tanks. Yeah, okay. Wish granted. Wish granted. Wish granted.
Okay, cool. That was the one that I really wanted granted.
Yeah, the one I really wanted granted didn't get granted. I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. All right, guys, you can follow the podcast now. Can you imagine we ended like that?
That's fine. This is the last episode. Jaden just couldn't take no for an answer, so...
All right, let's remind the people
done.
what our picks were. My Thinktank picks were, let me just pull it up. Acidic Shield, that got approved. Key Range Bomb, disapproved. Key Seal, Planet Slicer, and Instant Switch, all approved. What about you, Hotshot?
I had Warrior Form, which got approved. Destructive Blades, which got approved. Giant Dookie Bomb, which got approved. Bullet Shell, which got murdered. And Mega Supersonic Rude Belch, which got granted.
Yes, all right. You could follow the podcast at Anime Podcasters on Facebook. Make sure to give us a like, and we appreciate your support. All the episodes are on there. You can also subscribe to us on your favorite podcatcher. The artwork for Anime Podcasters is provided by GoProKyo, so go follow him on Twitter at GoProKyo Hall. All of his links are in the description. He's available for artwork commissions. He's super talented, super affordable rates. If you need anything for your projects art-wise, you go DM GoProKyo. Tell him I sent you, and he's gonna give you an amazing deal. Hotshot, where can people find you?
You guys can find me right here on JaianMusic in over 100 episodes of Anime Podcasters now. You guys can also find me on my channel, Hotshot Ginger, where me and GoProKyo have a sister podcast, PonsuCast, where we talk about the dirtier side of anime. Lots of dirty stuff over there. I don't have another segue. And you guys can also... Lots of boobs and butts. That's what we have over there. Boobs and butts. And you guys can also find me over on Twitter at CautionGinger.
Perfect. All right. So, for myself, Hotshot, this has been another episode of...
Anime!
Wait, Hotshot, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
Podcasters.
Rest in peace, headphone users. Bye.